Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaching Show live at Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue here in Georgetown, Texas. Tonight, Coach Jordon Vierra joins us along with three of the Georgetown Eagle baseball players. We'll have Nick Silva, Jacob Hadden, and Andon join us tonight to talk about the bi-district playoff round. The Eagles advance in a two-game sweep of the Alamo Heights Mules last weekend. A Thursday night victory on the road at Alamo Heights, 3-0. And then the Eagles come home on Friday and take it to the Mules 11-1 in 5 innings. Two great pitching performances, and so just another angle to talk about with Andon tonight as we talk about the differences in all these fields that these players will face in and out every night, switching places. Tomorrow night we'll be on the road to take on the Floresville Tigers. We'll be there at 7 p.m. start on a Friday night, and then return home on Saturday to the friendly confines of Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School for a noon start to Game 2 and Game 3, if necessary, 30 minutes thereafter. And so a lot to talk about and an exciting time to talk about as the Eagles are victorious in the bi-district playoffs over the Mules of Alamo Heights, 3-0 and 11-1. Two convincing victories, a battle on the road to take on the ace for the Mules. No doubt, understanding why the coach, Joey Boyd, wanted to go to a one-game shootout with the arm of Edward Hart on the mound. The Eagles took care of that on the road and then came home and convincingly took care of Alamo Heights to advance to the area playoffs. And then an opportunity to talk to Coach Vierra about the rest of District 25, one of the top districts in the state. You go into the playoffs with all 4 teams that make the playoffs ranked in the top 25. And 2 of them come out defeated and gone home for the year in Rouse and Liberty Hill. And so Cedar Park advances as well, along with your Georgetown Eagles. And so we'll take a quick time out, and we'll come back with head coach Jordon Vierra. You're listening to the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaching Show live here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Back here live at the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show with head coach Jordon Vierra, live from Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue in Georgetown. I just want to make sure we thank Pok-e-Jo's for this beautiful location to enjoy the Coaches Show each and every week. Thanks to Ashley and all they do for us here at Pok-e-Jo's to bring this to us. And so an opportunity to be here again tonight, thanks to a bi-district playoff championship. Congratulations, Coach. But a beautiful night. Uh-oh. No wonder, had the wrong mic up. There's Coach. Hey, there he is, guys. All right. But a convincing win on Saturday, a big victory on the road on Thursday at Alamo Heights, facing off, and undoubtedly against the top pitcher in this area, Edward Hart, a commit to the Duke Blue Devils, one that speaks about his academic status, to be able to go to a school like Duke, but yet his baseball prowess. And he threw a good game, but the Eagles got to him. Yeah. And put some runs on the board. Walk us through that series, a convincing 2-game sweep of the Alamo Heights to advance in the playoffs to area.
Yeah, so we knew that we were going to get Edward Hart game 1, who was a really good lefty, had a pretty good 3-pitch mix that we knew that we were going to get coming off of it. He's a upper 80s lefty. He had thrown a ton of pitches going throughout the course of the year, so we knew that he was starting to get a little bit tired and knew that he was going to kind of run out of juice pretty quick towards the end there. But he did a really good job. We ended up being able to get the big double early. That ended up being able to score 1, and then you got Leininger that comes in, and he gets the big 2-out RBI with runners at second, third to be able to drive in the last 2. And Nick Silva gets the ball early and just does a really good job just filling up the strike zone. believe he just did a really good job of attacking with all 3 pitches as well. Don't have the numbers in front of me and kind of moved on since then, but I know that Nick just did a really good job of attacking, and getting those guys to get themselves out. So another really competitive game there for game 1. We knew that we were going to get everything that they had. And then that gives our guys confidence being able to go back home after winning game number 1 like that on the road, and then be able to come home, get to sleep in your own bed, get to wake up, stay in your routine on that Saturday or on that Friday. Get to go to school at a normal time, hit a normal BP, and just stay in routine, stay in rhythm at that point. And they didn't get to show up Friday night and get to show out the way that they did. The kid that they threw, the Scobie guy, had really good stuff. Unfortunately, he just wasn't in the zone very much early, and we ended up being able to score 5 runs on 2 hits, and ends up going well for the Eagles the rest of the way. You got Jacob that you give him the ball again, and he goes out and just shoves and fills it up again. So hats off to our guys being able to attack the strike zone early and be able to force their hitters to put the ball in play often. And then our defense did a really good job of being able to just pick it up and throw it to first base when we need to, which, again, those have been the 2 staples of what's allowed us to be as successful as we have been, is just being able to attack the strike zone and being able to play defense behind them.
Something that you never expect, but you can always enjoy the fact that you never had to go to the bullpen. In 2 games, you had 2 young men just have dynamite pitching performances.
Yeah.
And it was one thing, after game 1, Nick did a great job throwing that. I believe it was 81 pitches overall. Edward Hart threw 108. And like you said, they've rode him a lot this year, and that arm wears out. And he went the whole game with it. Threw 108 pitches, still had a good velocity, but then was having trouble finding some spots. But the command that Nick showed on Thursday night in Alamo Heights, and then Jacob settling in and making timely pitches when he had to.
Yeah.
We talked to him after the game, and he said, for a night that I have my best stuff and my defense had my back, just the mentality that these 2 kids just attacked the strike zone and allowed this defense to play. Not many teams went through the bi-district playoff and never pulled someone out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing for this team. One, now everyone comes in still well rested.
For sure. I mean, the stat that nobody realized that Coach Payne and I talked about late is they only had 2 guys touch second base the entire weekend. They had the one guy that reached second base after a hit and a walk, and the other one was on the 1 home run that they hit. So our defense did a really good job of being able to make the routine plays and pick it up as they need to. But again, like you said, our starting pitchers did a really good job being able to force the action early and forcing them to swing the bat and forcing them to put the ball in play. So that was good.
The first 2 innings of the game on the road were telling. The first batter draws a walk, and then a 6-4-3 double play on the very first pitch to batter number 2. The second inning, a leadoff single. First pitch, 6-4-3 double play. The defense stepped up, helped the pitcher out, and totally just kind of deflated what seemed like the offense for Alamo Heights early on. Hey, we got our leadoff runner aboard, and he's back in the dugout.
Right.
And to go two innings in a row to feel like, hey, we're getting our lead runner on, we're getting our leadoff batter on base, and then to be erased in the very next play, allowed this defense to continue that shutdown that they did, not allowing people to get advance into scoring position. But what kind of confidence? It's so fun to talk about this pitching. Kelly and I spent most of the week just talking about the fact that what does that do to the confidence of the defense? Hey, our guys are going to go out and throw strikes. The ball's going to be put into play. It's our job to do it. But the confidence in which they play defense with speaks volumes to this team.
Yeah, so I think it does 2 things, right? Like, one is our pitchers aren't afraid of contact. Like that, they're not scared to attack the strike zone and for guys to put balls in play because of what the defense does behind them. The other side of that coin is that when the pitchers are in the zone a lot and they are getting contact a lot, it puts the defense to work. And whenever they're being put to work routinely, they're able to stay in the rhythm of the game to make those plays. So they both feed off each other, right? When the pitchers are in the strike zone a lot, the defense is able to step up and make the plays and be able to stay in the routine of what's going on. And then when the defense is making plays, it gives the pitchers more confidence to be able to be back in the zone. So as both of those things are going well, it just continues to feed off each other. And I think that's what we keep seeing is our guys aren't afraid to pitch to contact because they know that our defense is going to make plays for them behind them.
One thing that stuck out on Friday night's game, the 11-1 victory, Jacob gives up the home run. Mm-hmm. But then you see Jacob step off the mound. and you see Jacob gather himself and then go right back at it. It wasn't I'm flustered now, I can't throw a strike. It was right back at it, attacking the zone, and this defense was right behind him again. How big is it to that first inning? You said we put up 5 runs on 2 hits in the first inning on Friday night here at home. What does that do to the pitcher, our pitcher, Jacob, at that point? He comes out and has a quick inning. 3 up, 3 down, we're back in the dugout, and then all of a sudden we're out there. We face 9. They face 9 batters. Now your pitcher has to sit. How challenging is that for a pitcher to get right back on the mound but have to wait now? He's ready to go. He goes through his warm-ups.
Yeah.
Hey, good first inning. Now have a seat. We're going to go put some runs up.
Right. So I've honestly never been in that position as a player, so I can't speak to it truthfully. All that I know is when we scored 3 or 4 runs, I looked over at Jacob and was like, hey, dude, if you need to go play catch, go play catch. Do what you need to do. And to him, he's done a really good job of being able to stay in his routine, whatever that is, the entire time. And then you go back to the home run that you were talking about. One thing that this group has really bought into is the mental side of preparing for games. The mental aspect of staying in the fight the entire time and being able to stay in a routine, stay within yourself, and to be able to, when something goes sideways, to be able to take a step back, take a breath, get back in the routine, and understand what the next pitch is. So they've done a really good job of both of those things, and just all the credit to them of what they've been able to accomplish so far.
One thing we may have talked about this after the 11-1 victory Friday night, just how, man, the weekend is now, this team gets a weekend off. Saturday games, they get a break. Now this weekend they'll be back at it Saturday. They're used to that, to come out and get ready to play. Friday night, or Thursday night, we're in Alamo Heights. Kelly and I are cleaning up the equipment and just excited. Hey, we came on the road, beat them at their place. Now let's go home and just eliminate it. And I overheard a dad, and I was talking to Chris Petty about this. One of the dads was talking amongst the Alamo Heights coaches, or dads, having their conversation, analyzing the game and how Georgetown somehow beat them. And a dad was overheard saying, there's no way this team can beat us 2 games in a row. Kelly and I had so much fun as we put up 5 runs in the top of the first inning on Friday night going, that dad is really quiet right now. It's real funny. That part of the stands, just how, 1, the crowd turned out for you. It was beautiful. 2, it was awesome as the crowd continued to come in, how they had to go in and fill up the side for Alamo Heights, but then how the Alamo Heights fans were pretty much quiet the entire night. And so the response from these young men to go on the road and put up a big victory, then to come home and go, all right, we're done. We want Saturday off. We look forward to Floresville now. What is this Floresville team all about? We look at their record. I mean, you can look at it, and you make the playoffs at this point. You can look at records all you want to, but it's a team that's 16, 13, and 2. But going into the playoffs, they were just 1 game over 500. But then they sweep the Kennedy Rockets 2 games to nothing. What are we looking at in a Floresville Tigers team?
Yeah, so they're a competitive group. They get a couple of arms that'll attack the strike zone, that'll fill it up. That they'll control the running game. They have a lot of opportune hitting at times. They put balls in play when they need to. And again, it's playoff baseball, right? If you don't show up ready to play, you're going to get bit in the butt, and it's going to turn you around. So anything can happen. We're at a stage where we're not taking anybody or anything for granted right now. We understand that it is playoff baseball, that we have to go out and do what we do, and we have to do it well. And if we do that, we'll be right where we need to be. We're going to stay with the same mindset that we've taken the entire year. If it doesn't matter who's in the other dugout, because we're not playing against them, we're playing against the game of baseball ourselves. And so I think when we do that, we're a really good baseball team, and we do a lot of really good things. And so that's going to be our focus. That's all that we've been talking about all week, is the next 200 feet. That it doesn't matter who you are, where you're playing, what situation occurs, what happens. All that you can handle is exactly where you are and what that task is in front of you. And so that's what we're going to continue to do, what we're going to continue to work through. They are a good club, like I said, though. Got a couple arms that'll fill it up and spin it for a strike and make you swing it.
Advantage or disadvantage to start out a series like this on the road?
I mean, we all got to play on the same field. I'm never going to say that there's an advantage or a disadvantage to play anywhere. Everybody that steps on the field is going to play on the same one, so it really doesn't matter where you play. As long as the bases are 90 feet and the rubber's 60 feet, 6 inches away, I think we got a baseball field. So we're not overly worried about where we're at. We know that we're excited to see what Eagle fans show up when we get back on Saturday at noon. They really turned out last week with Alamo Heights coming to town. They were loud. They were definitely a factor of the game. And so we're excited to see them come out again this week with support the boys in blue.
after a big win, the by-district playoff victory, the 2-game win over Alamo Heights, the weekend off, everything go back. How was the work week for the kids this week as we prepare for area?
Yeah, so it was a similar work week to what we've been doing. We had our normal scrimmage day on Monday, similar to how we normally do, get arms back in shape, facing hitters the way that we have quality bats against those guys. And then just a normal work week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit of competitiveness, a little bit of competition mixed in throughout the course of the week to keep these guys sharp and keep them hungry. And they're ready to rock and roll tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., we'll be on the road. The Floresville Tigers will play host to your Georgetown Eagles. We'll be live on the air at 6:30 p.m. The 7 o'clock first pitch is what we're scheduled. Floresville, about an hour and 45-minute, 2-hour drive. Come out and join us live there at Floresville. You might bring some chairs. We were having a conversation as we set up. Not many bleachers there, but it'd be an opportunity to fill up the area with a lot of blue. I know Georgetown travels well, but then we come back Saturday, an early 12 o'clock start.
Yeah.
An advantage, I think we talked about this as well, playing Saturdays all through the year. An advantage for these boys, it's nothing new. It's, hey, we come home Friday night, we go to bed, we get up, and we go to work.
Yep.
And so we'll be back Friday, 11:30 on pregame here on SHN, and then 12 o'clock first pitch against the Floresville Tigers. If we need it, Game 3 will be about 30 minutes thereafter Game 2. But these boys will look to go 2-0 in the area playoffs. Talking about that in the playoffs in a quick one before I let you go. District 25 5A, we talked about the fact that, that the 4 teams that were co-champions of this district beat each other up. Then they go into the playoffs, and Rouse and Liberty Hill get knocked off early on. Cedar Park dominant over Dripping Springs to advance. How surprising is that? Or at this point, is it just that deal? You've got to be ready to play at all times, and it doesn't matter. When people are in the playoffs, they're ready to play.
Yeah, I think it's both of those things, right? Like, number one, our district is really good. But number two, that District 26 5A is really competitive as well. We watched a couple of those guys play early in the year and knew that they were going to have some guys that could play. The Canyon team is a really good team that Rouse played. I know that they were really competitive. And then you have the team that Liberty Hill went after, Buda Johnson, a bunch of young guys that like to compete over there as well, that are scrappy club. Watched them play a couple times. So, I mean, both of those guys ran up against some quality teams. Didn't have their best defense from what it sounded like. Didn't get to watch very much of it. But it's, like I said, it's playoff baseball. And the winner of this region is going to come out of District 25. It's going to come out of District 26. May come out of District 30 down there at Corpus Christi. So there's some quality baseball out there, and at no point can you take off a night.
Tomorrow night, we'll be on the road, live here on SHN, 6:30 pregame. 7 o'clock first pitch, Kelly DeVault and Dave Engel will join me live in Floresville.
Dave's coming?
Dave's coming. Doppler Dave will be there in Floresville tomorrow. And so we're going to leave early and go have lunch on the way down and set up. And we're going to try to. We don't know what to expect in Floresville other than a lot of dirt and flatness around there. We're going to try to go to our 3-camera setup and have a nice display on the road against the Floresville Tigers with the help of Dave being there. And then Kelly, he'll be back in town late tonight. And so we'll have a full gamut to go for tomorrow night against Floresville. Come out and join us for Floresville High School tomorrow night. The Georgetown Eagles take on the Floresville Tigers in the area round of the playoffs. Thanks to Coach Jordon Vierra for joining us.
Appreciate it.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll visit with Andon Petty first. We'll take a quick break back here on the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show live at Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue. Welcome back to the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live here at Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue on SHN. Thanks again to Pok-e-Jo, the host of the Coaches Show each and every week. And now joined by number 16, Andon Petty, your senior center fielder for the Georgetown Eagles. And Andon, how does it feel? Senior year starts, you get to the playoffs, and then a 2-game sweep. How does it feel as the leader of the outfield? I think everyone is in agreement. We've talked about that. We've talked with you about it, the other outfielders. You anchor that outfield. You had an opportunity to show your speed a couple of times there, chasing down balls in the outfield against Alamo Heights. How did it feel to come away with a 2-game beat down of Alamo Heights and start the roll through the playoffs?
Great. I mean, just the confidence moving forward we have is just up there now. Not too worried about how it was going to go. We're just happy we got in as quick as possible and out as quick as possible.
One thing that I was talking to Kelly about this week, and that's why I asked Coach to have you come on. In the outfield, we go on the road, and like Coach said, both teams have to play on the same field. You go to a field like Georgetown. We're very blessed with a beautiful complex, very symmetrical complex, a very nice baseball field that you're used to seeing for what they call a baseball field. Then you go to Alamo Heights, and it's 301 down one line, 341 down the next, 361 to center field. How does that come into play, one, as a center fielder, to communicate with your outfielders when things are so drastically different in your field, in your realm that you have to cover? You ran down a ball there at the pretty short, just short of the wall at Alamo Heights. Totally different aspect of the field we're used to playing on. How does that affect you guys, and how does it affect your communication amongst yourself in this series? Ty Klaus-Keismore to your left, Landon Heil was to your right. On a field that changes. Do you guys prepare for that in the pregame and pay attention to that, or prepare? How does that all work for you guys?
I think it's mostly just the confidence we have in each other to know if they say, hey, you're getting close, you're getting close to the wall. At the same time, just the ability to not be afraid of some situations helps a lot. Like when I was running backwards, I knew the wall was getting there, but I was like, if I'm going to hit it, I'm going to hit this wall. So just...
And if you run through it, we'll all chip in, get some plywood, rebuild it. We'll help them out. Is the confidence there? Do you trust? Is it important that you guys communicate in that situation, Landon and Ty? When you're getting close to the wall, if you hear them chirping to you, is it total confidence that these guys are setting you up to prepare you to make sure? And is that what a return from you as the captain of that outfield right there?
Oh, yes. If I ever hear them say something, I have full trust in them that what they're saying is true.
How much do you like coming back to Georgetown after a field like that? It's totally different symmetrically. If you go to their park, when we walked out there, I was like 301 to 341. It was kind of a weird setup. Come back to the friendly confines of Eagle Field. It's 323. It's 365. We have a center field wall. Does it make it easier? Does it make it more comfortable? Or is it, hey, wherever you tell me to go play center field, I'm going to go play center field and chase down a baseball?
I think anywhere we go, it's going to be the same way. There's a wall behind me. There's a field in front of me. I got to do whatever I got to do to make that ball not drop.
You're in the outfield. On a series like this last weekend, you and Landon and Ty patrolling the grass, and you have Nick Silva and you have Jacob Hadden on the mound, dealing the way they deal. What kind of confidence does that put in you? One, as an outfielder, that, hey, the way they're dealing, any ball that comes my way, I've got to track down, I've got to make plays, which you and Ty and Landon did a great job of this weekend. What kind of confidence does that put in you guys in the field, knowing these pitchers are going out there, down in the zone, putting the ball into play, and letting you guys go to work?
Honestly, there's some times where we question ourselves even being out there. There's like I will say, at one point in the game, I would say game 2, we didn't know if they really needed us even out there anymore. And started to get a little lazy, but the way we keep up is we just talk to each other the whole game. I mean, even if it's about food or something just way out of the game, we're just still talking to get ourselves, make sure we're still moving and still in the game.
2 pitchers come in and throw a combined 8 hits, allow 8 hits in a combined 12 innings of play against a team like Alamo Heights that had some hitters. They were attacking the strike zone early. They wanted to swing at balls, put a lot of balls into play early, some to their detriment of a 6-4-3 double play, some to a benefit of a base hit, but you guys kept taking that pressure off your pitchers. Do you guys, seeing Nick and seeing Jacob go out there this past week and start pitching the way they are, do you guys then feel like, hey, we're going to step our game up to make sure we lock this down for them?
Oh, yeah. Our goal is to make them feel as comfortable as possible up on the mound, to make sure they know that they can throw a strike down the middle, and no matter if it gets hit, it's not going to be a double. We're going to cut it down, and that's even if it's a single.
Ty did a good job of that. He had one down towards the line on Saturday, cut it off. He kept a runner at first. You kept one down into the gap that cut down a runner, kept him at first. Like Coach said, only having 2 runners advance outside of the solo home run. It was a beautiful shot by their hitter. 2 runners advance to second base, and that's it. And so it speaks a lot about, one, the defense played by you guys, and then the way the pitcher's going to work. What do you guys look for this weekend at Floresville or against Floresville?
Same thing as it's hard to watch them. There's not much videos, so we really don't know what to expect. But at the same time, we know they're going to have a bat in their hand and they're going to be hitting a ball. And the practice we do and how much time we spend at the field, it's just another game. It's the same thing as every other game.
Any hitting practice tonight?
Oh, yeah, always.
Look at it, Dad. I know it's been the thing going the last few weeks, and it's been paying off. And so, all right. So Andon Petty joins us tonight, the center fielder for your Georgetown Eagles. Any shout-outs before you leave?
Shout out to my family for coming, everybody for coming. Shout out to my team. Thank y'all.
And shout out to Zach Mozick, spilling a drink here early on at Pok-e-Jo's.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back with one of our 2 pitchers, Jacob or Nick Silva, live here on the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show. We'll be right back. Back here live at the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show, live from Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue in Georgetown, Texas, here on SHN Sports. And joined now by number 10, Jacob Hadden, one of the senior pitchers on this staff. Jacob pitched on Friday. I want to say Saturday. It's so odd. We were the only team, it seemed like, playing on Thursday night last week, and we had, like, media coverage out, 3 different broadcasts going. I'm 2 other supplementals and then ours, and so it was enjoyable to watch there at Alamo Heights. But Jacob Hadden came in on Friday night and pitched a beautiful ball game against the Alamo Heights Mules there at home. An 11-1 victory. Jacob pitched 5 innings, scattered 4 hits, just 1 run allowed. 59 total pitches. And Jacob joins us now. Jacob, thanks for joining us tonight. It's the second time we've seen you this year, but, man, what a Coach texted me yesterday. We were texting about who to come on, and I just thought it was a no-brainer. The 2 pitchers dominated in this series. Nick came out on a Thursday night and had a good game. We talked to you after the game Friday, and you were talking to Kelly and just saying, I didn't have my best stuff, but the composure you kept that entire game. And if you just look at the stats, if you look, for me as a fan, as a person that watches baseball and enjoys baseball, If you told me to look at these stats and say he didn't have his best stuff, he threw 59 pitches over 5 innings and allowed 1 run, won 11-1, I'd say he had some pretty good stuff. But for you to be able to say that, hey, go, but I was able to make timely pitches when I needed to make timely pitches, how big is that for you?
It's great. I mean, I have a team behind me that I know that I can put over the heart of the plate and know that they're going to make some plays behind me. So even on the nights that I don't have my best stuff, I still have all the confidence.
I talked to Coach about it, and now to ask you about it. You come in to start things off on a Friday night, quick inning against the Mules. Your offense comes in and bats 9 players, puts up 5 runs. What does that do to your mindset? Okay, a quick inning, now I've got to sit. I know pitchers get into a routine. You guys get into this system of going. One, you come out with a 5-0 lead on the board now, going to your second inning work. But there's that extended break. What does that do to you and your preparation, and how do you stay ready to go back out on that mound?
Just making sure I'm throwing in between innings. I mean, there's a lot of sitting time, which is great for us because we're putting runs on the board, and that's a good thing. But just making sure that I'm staying hot and moving around.
Big inning for them for a 1-run game was in the 3rd inning. Your mindset didn't seem to change. The home run was hit. I mean, that's going to happen in baseball. The balls are going to be put into play. One of the 4 hits you allowed, you stepped off the mound. You came back on and went straight back to work. Is that a difficult thing to do? Is that something you pride yourself in, that, hey, that one pitch is not going to dictate the rest of my game? And what was going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, my mindset was the pitch was thrown, and I felt like I hit the spot that I needed to, and he just good piece of hitting. But I was just back at it again and filling it up in the zone.
How much confidence, we talked about this earlier in the season, and we talked to you guys, but now getting into the playoffs, how much confidence you get on the mound knowing that you have your defense behind you? What kind of confidence does that give you on the mound, you personally?
All the confidence in the world. I mean, just knowing that I have a team to back me up, and any ball that's going to get hit, I know that they're going to give their best effort and make the best play that they can for me. So it helps the team.
Going into Floresville coming up here tomorrow and Saturday. After a performance like this, you guys go out and win a best-of-3 series, 2 games to none, get to enjoy your weekend, come back to work. How eager does that make you as a pitcher to get that ball and be back on that mound?
Oh, I'm pumped. I mean, right now we're worried about tomorrow's game, and then we'll worry about Saturday's game. So right now we're just kind of focused on next 200 feet and what's in front of us, but I'm excited to get on the bump again.
Friday night, we're at Floresville. Tomorrow, then we come home Saturday for 2 games. One, we all assume, and I won't say who's starting when because I'm not the coach and I don't know. The expectation, I think everyone here, everyone that we face knows Nick's going to be pitching at some point. You're going to be pitching at some point, and we never had to go to the bullpen. What does that do for you? You and Nick, you threw 2 complete games. Your team went out and put up 11 runs at home to cut it to a short night for you, 59 pitches. But what does that confidence give you that Coach didn't have to go to the bullpen, that you have a full slate of pitchers ready to go behind you, but you were able to just continue to roll into the zone and let your defense work for you?
It's good. I mean, arms get to stay fresh, which is always a good thing. And right now we're trying to make the run that we want to make, and so everybody needs to stay healthy.
Tomorrow night we'll be on the road, Floresville High School. One of our cheerleaders will be number 10, Jacob Hadden, or he may be on the mound. We'll find out tomorrow about 6:45 before the game starts at 7 o'clock. But no matter what, we know we'll see him this weekend on the bump. Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise, as they used to say. And so thanks for joining us tonight, Jacob. Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Shout out my mom and dad. Thank you all for coming out. Shout out to the team, and thank you to the parents for coming out. Appreciate it.
Jacob Hadden, number 10 of your Georgetown Eagles. Thanks for joining us, Jacob.
Thank you.
We'll be right back here on the Georgetown Eagles Coaching Show. Back here live on the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show from Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue. Thanks to our band for their Wonga Boom and the fight song, the clips they send to us to support, those students that do so much work throughout the year in their performances and everything. And so we enjoy playing their music as well. Bringing it back with the fight song as we're joined now by number 9, senior infield, pitcher, hitter, pinch hitter, Nick Silva joins us. Nick, a beautiful game Friday night. Or Thursday, man, I can't get it straight. Dadgum. Thursday night at Alamo Heights. We go on the road. The coach comes to you and says, all right, Nick, the ball is yours. You're starting the game, first one of the playoffs. What kind of confidence is that putting you, and how excited was that? Is it one of those, hey, time to roll, or is it, man, I'm excited, and you have to control those emotions?
I think it's a combination of it's time to go, and obviously I'm excited. It's the playoffs. The adrenaline's much more higher, but you just have to be able to control it, and yeah.
We go into that game. You throw a complete game, 81 pitches thrown against an Alamo Heights team that wanted to swing early, that wanted to jump out. What went through your mind, and I'm trying to bring it back to, it's the wrong game. There it is right there. Complete game, scattered 4 hits over 7 innings, only walked 2, struck out 6. As a pitcher, you start the game, the excitement's there. First game of the playoffs, we're on the road, and the first batter draws a walk. What's going through your mind at that point?
I wasn't really worried because it wasn't a bad walk. I kind of made some good pitches. They were close in the zone. The calls just didn't really go my way. 3-2 pitch, he didn't chase at it, so I was kind of around the zone, so I wasn't worried about it.
Next pitch you throw, ground ball, 6-4-3. Your defense goes to work, takes the runner off the base for you. Now there's 2 outs, no one on. What now? Does that just shoot that confidence right back up that, hey, we're okay? Everything's back to normal?
That's huge. When the defense gets a double play and clears the bases, that's all the pitcher can ask for there.
At what point in the game did you feel like, hey, this thing's going to roll the right way? First inning, a double play gets you out of a leadoff batter aboard. Second inning, they lead off with a single, 6-4-3 double play to erase that runner. At what point did you feel like, or did you ever feel like, hey, this game's rolling, and I've got my good stuff going tonight, and I'm in control of this?
I'd say I think it was the second inning, right after the ending double play, where it was that's when what's the word? We got the momentum there, and the offense started to pick up. We had better ABs, and that's kind of when it started rolling, going our way.
Once you got the run behind you, E.J. Davis has the double to left field. Their center fielder decided to lay out and take a chance in a close game like that. And you have a runner like Zach Zavala on base, courtesy running, and motors all the way around to score that, what ends up being the game-winning run. But once you got that run on the board, it just steamrolls at that point for you? How did you feel at that point? Hey, I got a run. That's what I need, and it's just time to run with this?
Yeah, once you have that run support, it kind of takes a little bit of stress off each pitch. So, yeah, makes it feel a lot better going into every at-bat that you're facing.
Senior season in the playoffs. We just talked to Jacob and Andon about it. Getting that first series win under your belt. How does that feel as you prepare now to go to work tomorrow night at this team on the road at Floresville?
I wouldn't say it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I mean, we all know that's not. We're not like, oh shit, we passed the first round. We know what we have, and we know what we're trying to go for.
Now we go to Floresville on Friday night, Saturday back home. Is the mindset that just stays the same for this team? Hey, we want to run. We have an end goal in mind. It started out at the beginning of the year. We talked about that with Coach several times and with you guys throughout the year. We have tournament. We want to win a tournament. We did. We want to win a district. We did. Now we got a goal in mind. And so the mindset, is that the mindset you guys and you seniors are carrying for this team? Is it doesn't matter what round of the playoffs is. Our goal is to that end goal, and so we're just going to continue to work. Is that where what your mindset is?
Yeah, we all want to play until I think it's June 7th.
June 8th or June, I think. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I want to broadcast till then. I'm not going to lie. So. Yeah,
so we're working towards that. Take it one round at a time, one practice, one game at a time, and that's where we're trying to be. And I think, yeah, we'll get there. We've done a pretty good job at accomplishing our goals this year, so don't expect that to change.
What's the confidence level of this team as you prepare for tomorrow night? Y'all have a good week working? Is it staying steady? Is it up and down? How are you guys reacting?
It's staying steady. Practices have been pretty similar to they have been all year, so nothing's really changing. Just getting prepared for each game.
Nick Silva, number 9, joins us tonight live here on Pok-e-Jo's Coaches Show, the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. I pulled down his photo. Meant to go to it. I apologize. There it is. Any shout-outs before I let you go?
My family, team, Steve-O, happy birthday. And yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Nick Silva, one of your senior pitchers here on the Georgetown Eagles. We'll take a quick break, get Coach Vierra back up here, and we'll close it out. You're listening to the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show live on SHN Sports. Back here live on the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show from Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue in Georgetown, Texas. Coach Vierra joins us before we close things out and get ready for this team, hopefully, to go get some rest. Head to Floresville tomorrow after some hitting practice here in a little bit. I know some of you guys are headed out to do some hitting. Coach Vierra joins us again. Coach, one thing, Kelly's out of town. He's getting ready to fly back. He may be on the plane. He was just texting me, and he wanted me to ask because I can't lie to you. We've been giving you a hard time. Some of the fielding attempts down the third baseline on foul balls has been kind of appalling. And Kelly just wanted to ask: Is it a fear thing? Are you just trying to let the defense show you up? What's the example? What do we need to get you a glove?
So I was told a long time ago, you don't move your feet, and if you don't move your feet, then you don't catch the ball. So I just don't move my feet. Okay. And if you don't make an attempt, you can't make a fool out of yourself, right? So. If you don't move your feet and you don't make a fool out of yourself, you win. So that's the goal there. And, yeah. Other than that, Kelly, you just stay in the press box and know your role. All right? Let the guys that are on the field stay on the field. The press box, stay in the press box.
Here comes our little man, Jamison, to join us up here with Coach Vierra. And that's the one thing. It was so funny because we were talking about one of the coaches for Alamo Heights, the first base coach. The ball was hit down the line. Well, he snapped out and grabbed it, and we were like, well, Coach showing our coach how to make a play down the line.
He looked like he was going to eat it, though. Like,
that is true.
He was a gorilla.
But Kelly and I were just joking, and Kelly's like, well, Coach is going to hear this and give you a hard time because it's like I'm surprised our players haven't come out of the dugout and offered a glove or a helmet or something for you. But it was funny. We had to give you a hard time about it. So speaking of family, Jamison joins us here. And your brother, Jaron,
Yeah.
They had their second baby. You finally got to meet him last week. How's the family doing?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. We finally all get to hang out over the weekend. We had that long weekend after beating Alamo Heights, and so it was nice to get to hang everybody out. That's your baby cousin. Do you remember what your baby cousin's name is?
Austin Paul Vierra.
Yeah, Austin Paul Vierra. That's our new little guy. So we're excited to have him bouncing around and excited for him to join the club.
It was good to see Jaron in the dugout.
Yeah.
On Friday night. He came out and enjoyed it, and it was great to see him get out. We were kind of surprised, to be honest with you, that he was let out, or he may have been kicked out at that point to get out of the house. But it was good to see him get out, to be back out there to support you and to support these boys. I know he's one of the biggest cheerleaders that this team has on the year outside of this fan base and these family that travel with this team. It's been fun to watch. But it's good to see him get out and this family as they welcome in their newest member. Jamison, any shout-outs for you?
Anybody want to tell hi? No? Now you're going to be shy?
He's like, yep.
Yeah. Who you want to talk to? You want to say hi to Gigi?
We haven't seen
bummer.
Gigi since the new baby. So that's
Yeah.
You want to say hi to her? Now's the time.
Going once? Twice? Sold. Lost your chance.
You want to put the headsets on and tell Gigi hi? No? Okay. So tomorrow night we get on the road. we play off against playoff round against the Floresville Tigers. You guys will head out, I guess, midday, get down there and kind of get into that routine just like normal, and treat this just like another business trip of going on and trying to get forward in the playoffs.
Amen. That's our goal. We're gonna get on the bus at about normal time. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna eat our BP, have our day, and then we're gonna get after it. So it's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a good day. These guys do a really good job of making sure that they're prepared and ready to roll to make something happen.
You know who's here already?
Who's here? Oh wow!
So tomorrow night,
It's gonna be a
Floresville.
fun one.
We'll be on the road at Floresville High School in Floresville, Texas, to take on the Tigers. 6:30 pregame here on SHN. 7 o'clock first pitch. If you can't be down there in Floresville, join us here on SHN. We'll have the call. All three of us, Kelly Duvall, myself, and Dave England joins us tomorrow night. Then we'll be back 11:30 pregame, 12 o'clock first pitch from Eagle Field. And I think it just goes without saying, fill the stands on Saturday nonetheless. Wear that Eagle blue and make some noise and carry this team on to the next round.
Amen. So I do have to give a couple shout-outs. Number
Absolutely.
one, I got to shout out my wife. My wife has been an absolute rock star throughout this entire process. We've had she's awesome. She's been the rock of our family, been carrying us this entire time. She's a single mom for 6 months out of the year. But she absolutely dominates it and running around and getting the kids up to the ballpark to hang out whenever they can and chase them around the yard. So just want to say a public thank you to her. Stevie showing up from GYBA, rocking it for us today. That was awesome having you out. Thanks, bud. And then Eagle Nation. They keep showing up, keep showing out, and keep being loud. So show up again Saturday. Show up, be loud, wear blue, and let's rock this round.
And if you feel like it, join us tomorrow. Floresville High School. We'll find some lawn chairs or something for you to sit on, maybe some tree trunks or anything else out there. We are out in the middle of nowhere. It really looks like, if you look on Google Maps, it's kind of funny. We're taking all of our equipment and tables just to try to find somewhere to set up. But we'll have the call of the game. Come join us live there at Floresville High School or here on SHN. But Saturday, back at Eagle Field, noon, first pitch of game number 2. And let's support these Eagles as they make a run to get through the area playoffs and get into the regional quarterfinals.
Amen.
Thanks for joining us tonight here live at Pok-e-Jo's Barbecue. Thanks to Ashley again for hosting and allowing Pok-e-Jo's to give us this big banquet room to enjoy. Thank you so much. We will be back next week for another coaching show. You're listening to the Georgetown Eagle Coaching Show live here on SHN. Thanks
you,
to
Wally.
Coach Jordon Vierra. You guys have a good week. Tomorrow night, Eagle Baseball on SHN.